One more time from the top. Ain't no thing.
Alright, here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Hello, chat. Hi. Back again, so another stream. Originally, I was gonna do the stream yesterday, but ended up being short on time. I just wanted to do a quick playthrough. One of my favorite visual novels that I'd say horror visual novels, called Otogirigirisou. Now, mainly, I like the PS1 version, the one they remade a couple of years later, just because it's a lot grimier, it's a lot grittier. They use like actual photos and models and stuff like that, and it looks a lot cooler. But that shit's in Japanese. While I can read Japanese, I'm not gonna fry my brain trying to translate everything live. It's just too much work. It's too much work. Luckily though, the SNES version was ended up translated I think earlier this year. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play that for the stream. Shouldn't take much either. I'd say it's about like half an hour to an hour visual novel. It's a pretty comfy one though. And again, this is just gonna be like low-key. Just remove. I don't know what else to add, so I'm just gonna go over to that, okay? Check if the audio is good. Audio's not. Never mind, the audio's way too loud. Whoa! Otogirigirisou, or Hypercom Perfortum. I hate that fucking name. I think every English translation just mentions it's what's St. John's Wort, like whatever the flower is called in the West. But they keep insisting on that Hypercom name, and it's so fucking disgusting. Can I do? No! By like one. I don't know, I'll just close enough. Same thing. That summer evening, I've been driving down this narrow and winding mountain road with clouds looming in the sky above. Both sides... Yeah, you're right, ape man. Both sides of the roads were lined by a thicket of trees, so the scenery wasn't exactly great. Nami sat next to me, not saying anything at all. Maybe she got tired from playing tennis for so long. She ended up falling asleep. Are you sleeping, Nami? I called out to her gently. Wake up, Nami. I shook her shoulder. Do I want to be an asshole to her? Nah. Are you sleeping, Nami? I called out to her gently. Nami opened her eyes softly. It took her a while to snap out of her dream, but when she noticed me sitting beside her, she smiled. No? I was just closing my eyes, that's all. Despite what she said, I was certain that she'd been asleep. Sorry to disturb you then. It's okay. You can go ahead and sleep. No, I should be apologizing. You're the one who's been driving this whole time. I was just bored since the radio doesn't work way up here in the mountains. Nami looked out the window. Hey, Neon? What? What's the name of those flowers, I wonder? I noticed them earlier. Hold on, the audio's coming through. I really like the soundtrack for this game. It's really subdued, but goddamn, it's pretty creepy. There was a big stretch of yellow flowers beside the road that had long, thin stems of elliptical leaves. They go by a few names. Hypercums, St. John's Wort, or Otogirigirisou. Spelled out, that's brother cut flowers. Otogirigirisou. Yeah. There's a weird story about these flowers. I thought I'd tell it to Nami and to make a drive a little interesting, so I figured I could embellish a story. Decided to make it a little spooky. This is always the correct option. If you shine a light through those elliptical leaves, you can see a bunch of black spots on them. Those are the blood of a young man who was cut down by his older brother after some bad blood between them. The spots of the younger brother's blood? It was back in the Heian era, somewhere between the years 794 and 1185. There were two brothers. They were falconers. They'd passed down a secret medicine in their family for generations. It was used to treat falcons' wounds, but the secret got out. The younger brother had told his girlfriend, and the older brother was furious. Nami held her breath, knowing what was coming. He took a katana and lopped off his brother's head. Thwack! Nami flinched. The spray of blood hit the leaves, and after that, they called the hypercum flowers Otogirigirisou, the brother cut flowers. That really happened? Struck by falling rain, the hypercums bombed. I can't call them that. Why the fuck? Just call them John's Wort. Or just call them Otogirigirisou, like fuck's sake. Also, hold on though. Rain is really loud. I wish the fucking audio balancing in this game was a little bit easier to manage. There we go. What a sad story. I can't believe he killed his own brother over that. I saw the tears had come to her eyes. Nami, an only child, was easily moved by the tears of any story that was remotely emotional. Began to wonder if I'd taken it a little bit too far. Suddenly, Nami started looking around. Hey, Neon? Are we lost? Now that she mentioned it, I did feel like something wasn't right. I started to feel uneasy. No, there's no way we lost. I'd say if only because I wanted it to be true. Oh! Whoa! I turned the steering wheel quickly. I managed to dodge the car barely, but the car was careening down the hill. Something wasn't right. The brakes weren't working. The car was gradually picking up speed. Neon! Brake! I'm stepping on the brakes. They're not doing anything. Well, do something. To my left was a big tree, and to my right was a river. You're gonna be fine. I pulled on the parking brake. Yeah, let's crash into the fucking tree directly. I'm gonna take a gamble on that big tree there. I pulled the steering wheel to the left. Clench your teeth, Nami. You're not gonna have any. Fucking hell. I managed to get the car to stop. Didn't appear to be injured. You okay? Couldn't be worse. Nami was pouting, but her eyes were smiling. You seem like you're okay. I was really... What a fucking asshole. Sure. Physically, I guess. Just emotionally scarred them? I wouldn't go that far. Nami laughed. Is the car okay? Guessing the trees must have dinged it up. No. A bolt of lightning fell on the tree right before our eyes. It split the tree in two and set it on fire. It's coming down! We flew out of the car. I do like the graphics here. For some reason, like, if anybody here's played Dragon Quest V on Super Nintendo, you can notice how most of these, like, little art assets, like the leaves or the trees in the forest, or even, like, the lighting, it's just ripped one-to-one from fucking Dragon Quest V. So we're making it at the same time. I pressed the wrong button, no! The tree had fallen directly onto the car, smashing it. The top of the car had caved in and the front windshield was busted. It was a sad sight. It'll be fine. At least we're both okay. I hid how disappointed I felt. Hard. It took it all I had in me to keep it a strong front. Maybe you could get it remodeled into a convertible. Oh, now that's a good idea. The car caught on fire. That dream didn't last very long, did it? It was stupid of me to dream it out in the first place. Wouldn't have worked anyway. Remodeling an ordinary car into a convertible would have just looked lame. I muttered to myself. Namian gave me a pat on the back. Sour grapes. Anyway, what should we do now, Neon? The car's been totaled and it's raining. You sounded worried. I pointed to a light in the distance. I could see a light just beyond that tall, thick grass. Let's look for some shelter for the rain over that way, Nami. I pulled out a flashlight and a bag with some clothes to change into what remained of the car. It started to rain even harder. Ah! Nami came over and clung to me. Rain's getting worse. Let's pick the pace. Nami and I both said the same thing at the same time. It was a line of nothing but hyper. Stop. Hyper comes. Yeah. It looked almost like a path that was leading us towards the light. That's what I said. Let's go check it out for the time being, Nami. Okay. We continued walking. Suddenly, Nami stopped dead in her tracks. Nami, silently pointing at something. Spooky. Woo! It was an old mansion. Not only were the lights on in one of the windows, the whole building seemed to glow with a blue, otherworldly light. That building. Nami held her breath. It almost looks like it's glowing. It does, doesn't it? I could feel a chill run down my spine. I was getting goosebumps. Are we still going in there anyway, Neon? When Nami asked that, I decided to head straight back where we came from. I decided to head straight inside. This should be a good test of courage. Let's go. Your voice is trembling, Neon. I was just adding a little bit of vibrato to it. We don't have to do it if you don't want to. Let's turn back. That's exactly what I wanted to do, but I don't want her to think of me as less of a man. We're gonna run in. Now shut up and follow my lead. My voice trembled again. We ran. Nami ran like a wild goat, falling about 5 meters behind me, which is about 15 feet by the time I reached the front gate. Let's go inside. And then... I thought I'd enter without any hesitation so Nami wouldn't be scared. I easily pushed open the heavy-looking doors of the gate, which gleamed back, wet from rain. They put up no resistance. Excuse us, we're coming inside. We politely bowed before taking the first steps to the gates. All the Japanese, so silly. I would have broken into their windows if I was... Well, never mind. The whole garden was filled with hypercums in bloom. All they're growing are hypercums. At that moment, something raced by. Oh! It's a cat! Oh, a cat? Man, it scared me. It's a black cat. The black cat turned back to face us. Its body began to swell with light, then turned green. No, a green cat? The green cat quickly left, heading through many hypercums in the field. It's funny how this game does like the same like visual novel trope where it has a bunch of like alternate routes, but it's almost entirely like RNG. It's not even based on like what decisions you take. It literally just says like you can boot up the game randomly at one point, start a new game, and you'll have like an entirely different like story path. Because I remember specifically the two playthroughs I had. They had like in one of them the flowers are alive, and then the other one there was like an actual fucking snake. Without delay, I said, "Our eyes must be tired. It must be a trick of the light." The wind grew strong. It sent the wave through the countless yellow flowers. The wave moved from the gate to the mansion. I could almost feel the mansion shake from the impact of the wave, and then it stopped. I stood there in the rain, struck by the thought that I would just witness something sinister and dark. Hey, Nami put her hand up to her ear. You hear that? Something's rustling. Huh? You mean the wind blowing through the leaves? Not that. Something else. Oh, there it is. I was just talking about it. Suddenly, a speckled snake slithered out from the tall grass. I could see its fangs glistening in its open mouth. You hear that, right? That sound. What are you talking about? Look! It's a snake! A snake! I took Nami by the hand and ran towards the mansion in a panic. Hey, wasn't that rattlesnake? What's it doing in a place like this? Nami shouted as we ran. How should I know? And my controller died. My controller died, hold on. Technical difficulties, chat. Give me 1 second. God damn it. All I have to do is like press like up and down and like Z, so like whatever. That's so fucking funny. Yeah, my controller just died. Artificial difficulty. This is like Dark Souls of visual novels, dude. Shouldn't this work? For fuck's sake. There's a sign. Down. Controller pad, game. Embarrassing if I can actually. Uh-oh. Give me 1 second. Let me find a fucking. Hi, I'm back. No, the stream isn't down. I just went to look for a controller. This shit ended up like dying on me immediately. Hold on. And I think like the audio also routed to my fucking PlayStation controller. Jesus Christ. Why is the PS4 controller such a piece of shit? There we go. Alright. Ah! A snake! Sessiness! Oh! How should I know? Why don't you ask the snake yourself? It's poisonous. If I tried talking to it, it'd bite me for sure. We'd scream back and forth at each other as we sprinted as hard as we could. We ran up the stone steps by the entrance. When we turned back, we saw the snake slithering towards us over the brick-lined path. I grabbed the door's handle. It wouldn't even budge. Excuse me? Could you open the door, please? Please? There didn't seem to be any response from the inside of the mansion. Neon! It's coming! It's coming closer! Nami shrieked. I had to break the window on the right side of the entrance. Yep, exactly. Trying to fucking break into the house. You're coming too, Nami. I pushed my way through the broken window and then pulled Nami inside. Imagine if she pulled her inside and then she like her arm grazed like a shard of glass and then ended up like slicing up her arm and like the main vein, like across, or not across, like through the vein. That'd be funny. That's a fun image. Oh, we're safe for now, huh? Oh, you're bleeding. Nami grabbed my hand. My left hand had been scratched and I was bleeding. Oh, it'll be fine. Just a scratch. I sucked at the. Ew, nigga. Don't do that. Literally. You to get it properly treated. Nami took out a handkerchief from her pocket and wrapped it around my hand. It smelled faintly of roses. This is all I can do for you now, but I'll tend to it later. Thanks. I felt a bit bashful. Anyway, the lock's useless now, huh? Whoever owns this place will probably give us an earful once they find out. I'll have to apologize to them ahead of time. I stood up and looked around. It was a spacious entrance. There was a hall with stairs leading up to the second floor and a large chandelier hung from the ceiling. On the left side, there was a large brick fireplace with a cloth-covered sofa set in the front. Is anybody home? I raised my voice and walked further inside. We've just let ourselves in. Nami also shouted, but nobody replied. Maybe nobody's home. Yeah, well, whatever. Let's sit down for a while. I'm exhausted. I walked over to the sofa, and I saw there was a suite of Western-style armor that had been placed beside the fireplace. Gee, I wonder if the set of armor, medieval armor in this haunted mansion will ever come alive and do some Scooby-Doo shenanigans. I don't like that close-up. I've seen suits of armor on TV and in photographs, but this was the first time I'd ever seen one in person. People fighting in the Middle Ages actually wore these things. It occurred to me how heavy it must have been for those people to wear them. Hey, what's up with that? Nami tapped my shoulder. What's up with what? That. There. Nami pointed over to the right side of the entrance hall. This fucking tank. This fucking tank is I hate this fucking tank. A huge aquarium had been placed up against the wall. There wasn't anything particularly unique about the shape of it. It was just an ordinary looking glass aquarium you'd find anywhere with a silver colored frame. Buddy, if you saw this shit in an aquarium, I'd fucking... This thing is disgusting. Problem was the size. It was abnormally large. You think there was something inside it? I went over to the aquarium. The inside of the glass was covered with mildew. I don't know what it is about like dirty pee-pee poo-poo water that like fucking makes me want to vomit. Even if something was in there, you wouldn't be able to see what it was. I reached over to the top and tried to stick my... I fucking hate this. I hate this. I reach over the top and try to stick... Stop. Surprised I pulled my hand away. What's wrong? Why'd you shout at me all of a sudden? Just felt like something bad was about to happen. My fucking god, her face looked pale. There's got to be something in there. Look, the water's moving. I showed her that my hand was wet. Anyway, that's enough. I'm more concerned about finding out if anybody's actually here. Nami sounded like she was afraid as she looked around. Many of the tanks filled with still water. Yeah, literally. Individuals who are informed. Anyways, that's enough. Or no. If anybody was here, I think they would have heard us making a fuss in here by now. Should we look around? If you're scared, you can't wait here if you like. No, I'll go. And then... Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot about this. It came from the second floor. Someone's got to be here then. Let's go see. I really don't want to. We walked up the stairs at the entrance. Hey. Even though we'd come so far as to walk up the staircase, Nami was whispering to me. What should we say if we meet whoever lives here? Well, be honest with them? Tell them we had an accident on the road? What else are we supposed to say to them? Huh? What's the matter? Wasn't there a seated armor over there? Uh-oh. The Scooby-Doo shenanigans. Uh-oh. Yeah, oh. Suit of armor had vanished. Well, whatever. Let's go and check out that sound anyways. I really suggest you don't. I don't want you to check that sound out. At the top of the stairs, the corridor went to the left and to the right. I think the sound came from this way. We walked down the hallway to the right. Which room could it be? Shh. I fucking hate this. I can hear it again. This is it. There's no reply. Are they not here? I opened the door without hesitation. It was dark inside. It didn't seem like anyone was there. There was a wooden table in the corner of the left, with an electric light stand on it, which glowed with a red light. I saw another table, a smaller one, right beside it. It had checkered cloth on top of it and a single book. And stepped inside of the room. Whoa! The door suddenly shut behind me. Panicked, I turned the doorknob. Still, I paid no mind and walked over to check out the book on the table. Yeah. Look, oh, gee, that sure is odd. Oh. My foot got snagged on a cord and the stand crashed to the floor. The red light shined on the floor, lighting up the legs of a smaller table. Or so I thought. I could see that it wasn't actually a table. The red light on the floor had lit up as silver-colored spokes of a wheelchair. Oh, a wheelchair. What I thought was a small table was actually the lap of a person sitting in the wheelchair. I could see their slippers by the light of the stand that had fallen on the floor. Oh, I'm sorry for coming in here so suddenly. We should have knocked, but... Flustered, I turned out to pick up the stand from the floor. There's no need to apologize, Nami said, which seemed like a strange thing for her to say. Then I looked up. This looks like really stupid. I don't know, maybe for like some salaryman in 1991, this was like, none this guy. But like, let me look up, because again, I didn't play this version. I played the PS1 version. And let me look up the graphic for the PS1 version. Oh god fucking damn it, there's no graphic for the PS1 version. So, let me type it in Japanese. Fuck's sake. PS1 bound. Where the fuck is that mummy? Where the fuck is it? I can't find it anywhere. Christian's house, literally. I'm trying to find the image, hold on. Because that shit looks gross. This thing. Okay, so you see like this weird like half-covered little flesh thing. It kind of looks like a zombie, right? Here's what the PS1 version looks like. Look at this fucking thing. This shit scared me, genuinely. Because there's like a loud fucking screamer and you see this fucking thing. Oh my god. It's so fucking disgusting too. Again, a lot of Japanese people, at least from when I see them from forums, they hate the PS1 version because it's like, oh, it's not. I don't know, I guess it doesn't have like Dragon Quest graphics or something. Nah, dog, it's so fucking disgusting. Genuinely, like, offsetting fucking game. End stream, yeah. She does look like fucking Barb, doesn't she? The person sitting in the wheelchair was a mummy. I'm not ending the stream. Is it YouTube fucking up again? Because on my end it says that it's healthy. Chad, is YouTube shitting the bed? Yes. That's weird, because I'm seeing here, like, the stream says it's healthy. Quote unquote. On the, stats panel. Oh. That's strange. Yeah, I don't know. I guess next time I'll just stream on Twitch, just so it doesn't keep happening. The light from the stand cut out, and the room went totally dark. And then you hear the fucking little, like, wheelchair squeak. Yeah, I hate this. I fucking hate this. I think there was a scene in Silent Hill 3 where you walk past the wheelchair and it has this, like the same like incessant fucking squeaking. I think they got the inspiration from this game. I stepped backwards. Ha! Nami tugged at my clothes. This weekend the wheelchair was coming closer and closer. My hands trembled, and I wasn't able to open the door. Hurry! Hurry up and open it! We practically fell over ourselves to escape into the hallway. But it was pitch black outside of the room, too. I couldn't tell left from right. Nami, where's my flashlight? How would I know? I can't remember. Maybe I could use the lighter in my pocket. Lenny, imagine you're just fucking a granny so you don't get scared. Maybe I could use the lighter in my pocket and kind of go into the staircase and just a short distance away. There! We headed downstairs in a panic. The flashlight had been dripped right in front of the aquarium. Ow, it's hot! I couldn't hold on to the lighter anymore. I let go of it completely and fumbled around with my hands until I picked up the flashlight. I turned it on and pointed it at the second floor. All these games get less scary if you just imagine the protag just dropping pants and jacking off while staring at the monster. That's called the, the birth tactic. I could see a hazy circle of light illuminate the second floor passage. There was no trace of a mummy. I can't. My legs. Nami collapsed to the ground helplessly. I sat down beside her. I couldn't believe it, though. Mummy? Here, in modern-day Japan? Were you just seeing things? I didn't want to scare Nami, so I decided to go check out the mummy by myself. Where are you going? Nami called out to me from behind. I'm going to go find out whether or not that mummy was real. Dog, you literally fucking saw it. Who cares if it was real? Let's just stop. Nami was terrified. But I'm curious. I want to know. Come on. And Nami, you're scared too. We need to find out the truth. We just might have mistaken it for something it wasn't. That's true, but still. I'll be right back. I walked over to the staircase. Wait. Don't leave me alone here. I'll go too. Mummy shots are a good career. Hell no. Hell no. We returned to the door of the room where I just entered before. The door had been left open. I timidly took a peek inside, but I only saw the electric stand on the ground. There was no trace of the mummy. How strange. Ah, it's on. The light was back on. The small stand was lit again, as well as the chandelier in the hallway. Oh, cat. A black cat had come out from the end of the table. Here, kitty kitty. Nami crouched down and picked it up. How strange. I looked around the room. Were you just seeing things? You saw it too, Nami, right? She didn't reply. She was entirely focused on the cat. I picked up the book, which had just fallen on the floor. I opened it up. It was a diary. The entry I saw was dated 6 years ago. While flipping through the pages, I suddenly found a page that was bright red. It's blood. Huh? There was nothing written on the page, and a hypercom had been stuck there as a bookmark. It was covered in blackish red liquid. It's still fresh. On seeing the diary, Nami started to look a little green. I muttered to myself, could this be the mummy's blood? Shouldn't be looking at someone else's diary. Fucking retard. Lenny, what if the protag forcibly mouthfucked the mummy to install dominance? I don't know. Pretty sure it's a woman. You could be all up in that vajayjay. Eating that pussy like a watermelon. Hey, what's that sound? Something was approaching the hallway. It's the night suit. It's gonna be some Scooby-Doo shit, isn't it? That's ridiculous! The sound stopped right in front of the door. The night got a little bit insecure. Oh, the cat. The kitty jumped through the gap in the doorway and went into the hallway. We held our breath as we looked at the door, but we didn't get the sense of anything was about to happen. We took a look through the gap, but we didn't see anybody there. It's strange, isn't it? Hey, this is creeping me out. Let's leave this mansion already. Nami sounded afraid when she said it. I replied, yeah, that sounds like a right decision. You're so right, babe. You're so smart. Oh my god, you're so smart, babe. You're so smart. You're so smart. We looked around as we headed down the stairs. We made it back to the entrance hall. However, there's shutters over the windows. There were 2 windows in the entrance hall, but both of them were sealed from the outside by iron shutters. When did those 2 get here? Nami, check the door. I checked the shutters in the window. No good. It's subtly sealed shut here. The door won't open either. You're saying we're trapped in here? No way. No, couldn't have been intentional. Whoever owns the house probably came back. What should we do? I was confused and it was hard to come up with any ideas. There's no point in getting ourselves worked up. Let's stay here for now. Got to be somebody here. Let's go find out where they are. I know. Let's look for a phone. There aren't any phones here. That's why you're about to have to go look for one. What are you getting mad at me now for? I'm not getting mad. I can take one look at your face and know you're angry. This is the face I was born with. Wayman. I headed to the back of the entrance hall. The hallway stretched to the left and right. Which way should we go? I asked. Let's search on the right. There are more doors. Let's check on the left side. That's fewer doors. Let's go to more doors. 4 doors or more horrors. Funny when the Sonic show up. Does Sonic show up in this game? I think like maybe. Hold on. I gotta actually remember. Let me check my memory. Sonic show up in this game? I wonder when does he show? Oh god, I'm scared. Oh, I'm gonna piss myself. Oh, it's so scary. Oh, it's so scary. Oh, get rid of it. Okay, there we go. Why is his face like that? Corner, you're the fucking Sonic autist. Why is his face like that? What is his super like fucking like Reddit face like that? Corner, I need you to know. Larry, I need you to tell me, why is his face like that? I'm not gonna close the Reddit page until you tell me. It's supposed to be Sonic with Eggman's face. I can kind of see it. Though, is a little like black spot under his cheek? Is that just like really defined like cheekbones? Or is that supposed to be a mustache? I can never tell. Either way, like whoever was fucking designing this shit, he was having a bit of a giggle, bit of a laugh. I just saw one with like German's face. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one. Why does fucking OBS like? Can I just drag and drop a fucking image? It just shows like the entire fucking browser on here. Anyways, OBS is the biggest piece of shit software ever made. Yeah, I just wanted to show Germa. Enough of the Reddit shit though. Let's keep playing the game. We went down the corridor to the right. Hey, there are a lot of doors here. Oh, we choose. We'll save the doors further down for later. Let's open one of the doors that's closest to us. Which one? Which would you like, Nami? This way. I can smell something strange. Yeah, let's go for the strange smells. Behind it was a room being used as a library. The rows of books were packed tight on the shelves, without any gaps between them. There are a lot of books here. I wonder if they'd read them all. I passed my flashlight over the spines. All the books were of the Western origin. There. A lamp oil can had falling over in the corner of the room. This would explain the stench. The surrounding carpet was discolored, presumably due to the oil that must have spilled out on the can. Pretty dangerous, huh? Hey, let's just leave. It doesn't look like there's anything in here, after all. Nami tugged at my arm. You're right. We left the room. After we walked from the hallway to the entrance hall, Nami spoke up. Hey, is that phone under the aquarium? It really is. It was a black dial-up phone. Hey, we can call home from here. Nami couldn't hold back a smile. Can we even get anybody to drive all the way out here? Let's try calling home and find out. Sure. I held the phone up to my ear. Alright. Oh. An iron axe swooped down just in front of my fucking face. When I looked up, I saw the suit of armor I thought it had vanished suddenly standing next to the aquarium. The Scooby-Doo ass motherfucker. I pressed the suit of armor with caution and lifted the helmet. It was totally empty. Ooh. Of course it's empty. Yeah, of course it is. Ah! Nami screamed so loud. What's the matter? I cut the cord. That axe just cut the phone's cord. What? I quickly put the phone up to my ear. I couldn't hear the dial. The motherfucker, the cone was cut. Like, yeah, let me make sure. Are you sure? Stupidly tried dialing the number anyway, but the phone was clearly dead. There was no response. Brother is a fucking retard. It's not gonna work now. There was no point even trying. I hung up the phone and stood back up. Not much we can do about it. I'll have to find another way. Can't be serious. The sound of the ringing echoed through the spacious hall. Why? This doesn't make any sense. Then I sighed and picked up the phone. Let's sigh. Let's sigh. Hello? I didn't hear anything. Hello? More ringing. It's a different phone. A phone was ringing somewhere else in the mansion. Pick up the phone, baby. I know you're home, baby. Hello? I shouted into the phone in my hands, but I couldn't hear anything from it. Who is it? I don't know. They won't say anything. It stopped ringing. Another noise came from the second floor. Strange phones ringing and now more noises. You have to find where they're hiding. Nami pinched me. Maybe I'm dreaming? Am I asleep right now? Is this all a nightmare? It's a poltergeist, I say with a shudder. What's a poltergeist? The guy said I'm gonna, like... You know, like, This is 100% like some translator trying to be silly. I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna murder them. I'm gonna do it in Shigeru Miyamoto's honor. I'm gonna behead them. I stood up. Let's go! Fucking stupid. What's a poultry, guys? Cut to the guy shitting himself in the fucking bathroom. A single door had been left ajar and the light was poking through it. There! We stood up really straight after we entered the room and saw what was on the wall. There was a creepy looking stain on the wall. It looks like it's shaped like a person. That stain looked like it had been there, either a man or a woman. And in the place where it hands were hypercombs growing. There are hypercombs here too. In a place like this, the hypercombs had broken through the wall. I just remembered something rather unpleasant. What's wrong? I remembered the meaning of the hypercombs. Okay, what is it? Revenge. Seeing the splotch in the shape of a person there, holding hypercombs. It looked like the work of some vengeful ghost, vowing to get its revenge. How scary. My reaction was, I wonder if there's anybody inside of the wall. There's nothing to worry about. And I shuddered. We checked out the second floor just to be on the safe side. Aside from the door we couldn't open with straw dolls nailed into the door, we hadn't found any traces of anybody in the house, including in the mommy's room. Non-house kick translators. Yeah, literally. So there's nobody on the second floor now, right? Nami nodded. At the very least, you can say that we couldn't find any people, the mummy, or the suit of armor. I decided not to dwell on that. Alright, we should try to get this seemingly unopenable door open. I started to examine the door. Hey, let's head back down, Nami said, out of the blue. Huh? I'm hungry. You are too, aren't you? Neon? We really do need to get something to eat, you know? I looked at Nami's face, my man a blank. Nami's not acting like herself. She wanted to just go and take food from a stranger's kitchen. Was she saying this because she was afraid of something else? Hey, Nami? What did I tell you? Nami laughed. I know you're hungry by the look on your face. No, I wouldn't say that. When my stomach was weak, the power of persuasion, then I responded appropriately. I'll go on ahead, Nami said as she turned her back to me. Wait up. Hey, don't get a head start on me like that. I figured I'd go along with Nami for the time being. As I headed with Nami to the dining room, I Thought I had something good for you for sure. Yeah, let's go for the cope. I hope that they had something to get to eat, and then I forced myself to believe that they did. We set our eyes on the large refrigerator just beyond the dining room. I carefully tried opening it up. Oh, Nami sounded happy. There were raw fish inside. Ugh. We found 2 sweet fish on a large plate. Maybe they caught these in a nearby river. Seems like they were just caught. But maybe we should find the people who own this place before we eat their stuff. We can't just blame it on the cat if need be. I'll have to try meowing like a cat. Japanese humor. These actually taste better if you grill them right beside the river, though. We'll have to settle for the oven. I'll handle the cooking. Nami took out the plate. Whoa, what's this? Nami screamed, and the plate fell to the floor with her hands. Huh? What? The 2 fish had fallen on the floor were all dried up. They were dried from the start? Oh, yeah. Up until now, they looked like they were freshly caught, though. Those fish. So brown and dried out. Seeing them reminded me of the mummy. Now that I think about it, dried fish are kinda like fish. It's so fucking stupid. A scream. What? What did that sound like to you? Woman. Screaming. We need to go and look for her. Judging by the look on Nami's eyes, no further explanation was necessary. Let's go. We headed into the direction that it sounded like the scream had come from. There was a line of 3 doors. That way, Nami said. No, this way. I pointed to a different door. I wish the audio balancing was better. Cause some of the shit they like fuck around with like the SNES sound chip. Like, listen to this shit, listen to. It sounds so cool. Fine. I'll look over that way though. Hold on a second. I opened the door that Nami was talking about. I opened a door that I had chosen. It was an oddly constructed room. The inside of it looked just like the hallway and beyond that was the way out. It was a glass door, and it was blowing back and forth in the wind. Oh, it wasn't a scream after all. It was just the sound of a door, huh? Nami, let's go out that way, I said. Mountain Road at night won't be much fun, but I'm sure it'll be being in this weird mansion. The glass door opened up, revealing the way out. That's interesting. I think we skipped the shower sequence. I hope we didn't, because the shower sequence is probably like my favorite part of this game. The glass door opened up, revealing the way out. The rain and wind were even stronger than I had expected. No, it's pitch black outside. You can see a little bit though. See? There was something with a color that was out of this world, right before our eyes. It was some sort of insectivorous plant, and it was about as tall as me, sitting there, blocking the way out. Ah! Right when we tried to slip past the strange-looking plant, it spit something out at us. Ooh. Yuck! 2 of us got the plant's sticky sap on our faces and hands. It's the fucking Evil Dead rape tree. What is this stuff? Must be its sap. What kind of plant has sap that stinks as bad as this? Nami looked like she was on the verge of tears. The sap was really sticky and it smelled disgusting. Hey, this isn't going to make our faces rot or anything, is it? Haha. Yeah. Yeah, right. But I can feel it stinging my face. Now that she mentioned it, I could feel it stinging too. It's, just our imagination. No! Come on, we gotta get this washed off quickly. We rush over to the bathroom. Okay, so we do get the bathroom scene. And then, I wanted to hurry up and get Nami clean. I felt like taking a nice leisurely bath. Let's be a fucking asshole, Nami. I felt like taking a nice leisurely bath. This is it. We entered the bathroom. Looks like the tub is beyond its sliding glass door. But do you think the hot water's running? Give me a second. I slid open the glass door. The floor was covered in light blue tiles, and a white Western-style bathtub was there. There were tiles on the walls too, but they were all cracked and had black mildew growing all over them, to the point where it was hard to even see the tiles. Make a note of that. Make a note of all that black mildew. The shower was small, considering how big the mansion was. After getting out of the tub, there was only enough room to dry yourself off. Maybe this is normal for a Western-style bathroom? We won't be able to take a shower together, will we? What? Did you say something? No, nothing at all. It's so fucking stupid. I'll be fine taking a shower alone. You heard what I said, huh? Nami stepped into the shower room. Hey, I wonder if this place has hot water. I tried turning the shower handle just a little. As I expected, the water came out red and cold. So I guess that's a no. I turned the handle even more, almost giving up at the idea. No. After a while, the water cleared up and it started to warm up. I put my hand under the water. Ah, it's nice and warm. Is it? Nami reached out to touch it too. Mean impulse kicked in, and I flipped the hot water off. Nami glared at me, just a little, and she retreated to the bathroom. Are you mad? Didn't reply. Back in the bathroom, she moved to take the towel hanging out the side. Going to use their towel? What's the big deal? I'll just dry myself off with it after I'm clean. It's no different from drying your hands. She said curtly, walked past me and proceeded to the shower. You're gonna shower in your own clothes? I'll take them off inside, obviously. Oh, okay. I really... I like this game because it's like, oh, a spooky mansion, exploring a spooky mansion, but like, wow, the fucking dialogue between these two is rough. And I thought it was like me, like not knowing Japanese and being all retarded and like not understanding, but like, no. It's just really fucking bad. Like, you can't tell if they're like teenagers or like an actual couple. I hate it. It's fucking embarrassing. Alright, I'll go first. Nami shut the door. It's one of those things where like you can tell like every single person that worked on this game was mainly like a dude. There's no like women on the team. At least in the writing. Oh, this door is tight. It won't shut all the way. The sliding door rattled around, not shutting as it should. What are you so upset about? Who cares if it doesn't shut all the way? Just leave it like that. But then I can't lock it. I thought it said, but then I can't lock in. She gave me a scared look. Don't peek, okay? I won't peek. You promised. It's so fucking juvenile. It hurts to read. If you peek, we're through. Yeah. In the end, she had to shower without locking the door. Through the frosted glass, I could faintly see her hang up her towel and take off her clothes. I was glad that Nami seemed like she was back to normal, and just then, a thought occurred to me. I must get inside. Can I join you in there? I tried asking. Oh, yeah. Rape man. Suddenly, I could see that Nami stopped moving behind the frosted glass. Uh-oh. Did I upset her? My shoulders sank as I waited for her to reply, and then she said with a gentle voice, Hold on. I had thought it was worth asking, but I was still surprised by her response. My heart started to pound. Nami's shadow moved to the left, and I couldn't see anything anymore from where I was. I was confused. And then I heard the sound of a shower. Wait a little while longer, okay? Alright. Gotta get that mud off first. I see. The muscles in my face went slack. The sound of the shower stopped. I waited until I heard the voice of an angel. It's okay now. I couldn't help but smile as I opened the door. And this really happening? Then there was no one there. You should know better than that. I got splashed in the face with warm water. I remember, I think the other route I took, there was like Nami literally just disappears. She's taking a shower and then she like appears in the next room over. It was weird. I looked forward and saw Nami standing there like an ogre in steam with a bucket in her hand, fully clothed. Want another bucket full? Nami said, as she dunked the bucket in the tub. I'm good. I dropped my head in defeat and returned to the bathroom. Oh, only life were that simple. I'll be right back with a change of clothes, I said, and then I left the bathroom. I picked up my bag, sighed, and looked around at the entrance hall. It was quiet. I looked at the clock there and saw it just pointed to just about 10 o'clock. All sorts of weird stuff has been happening here. I think we'll be able to make it through the morning somehow. There it was again. The sound of that armor. I looked at where the suit of armor should have been, and it was gone. The sound of it seemed to be coming from the bathroom. I returned to the hall. The sound seemed to be moving away from me, as if the armor had turned down the hall. I started running. But just as I approached the front of the bathroom, I suddenly heard Nami screaming from the inside. Ah! What's wrong, Nami? I opened the bathroom door in a panic. Nami was wrapped in the bath towels and soaked and wet. Steam was coming off of her body. She scowled at me, looking like she was going to cry, and then... Ah! Get out. Shocked, I flew right out. Fucking retard. What gives? I only came in because I was worried after you screamed. I said through the glass. Hold on a second. I'm putting on my clothes, so like... How long is this bitch take a shower? It's been like fucking half an hour. What happened? It was the water. It suddenly got really hot. Water? Water got so hot all of a sudden. I tried to stop it, but it just kept pouring out, and it's so cramped in here, there was nowhere to run, so I flew right out of the shower. Must have happened because this place is so run down. Are you okay? You didn't get burned, did you? I'm fine. I got out right away after all. Oh, I'll leave the clothes back here. I set the bag in front of the glass door. The door opened slightly, and Nami reached out for it. All good, Nami spoke up after staying silent for a while. There was a lot of steam drifting from inside, and lukewarm steam stuck to my skin. Nami had already finished changing, started drying her hair in front of the mirror. Her cheeks flushed, having come right out of the shower. Sorry about what happened earlier. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I peeked into the shower room. There was still a lot of steam. The shower was still spraying out hot water. I reached out to touch it. Ow! It's boiling! Told you. If you'd stayed a second later, you would have been really badly burned. Oh, right. Maybe that's why there was so much burn medication in here, huh? A mini light bulb started flickering above my head. Urethra! Oh. But it doesn't add up. Why would they only treat their wounds? Wouldn't people generally fix the bath? Oh. I can't talk about what goes on in a stranger's house. I'm just glad we're okay. What should we do, though? It's too hot to reach in there and turn off the shower. Can't just leave it running either. Oh, that's it. I remember seeing a big machine out in the back. Judging by where I saw it, I wondered if it might have been a boiler. I'll go take a quick look at the boiler room. It was a boiler room? I saw something that might have been. I'll go and take a look. Will you be okay? I'll be fine. Be back before you know it. I said, and then I left the bathroom. Time to take a peek. I passed through the dark hallway and turned on the iron door, remembering the sound of the suit of armor. Could it just be around this door? I gulped and turned the doorknob. He's right behind me, isn't it? I opened the door as quickly as I could and jumped backwards. Nothing was there. The rain had almost entirely stopped. Guess I better get going, huh? I was about to step out when a hand grabbed me by the shoulder. It was Nami. That's a big idea, I shouted at her. Can you blame me? I was scared all by myself. She spoke to me in a sweet voice. Can I just ask you not to surprise me? I think you shaved 10 years off my lifespan just now. On. Okay, I know. Should we go together? I'll get dirty again if I go back out, though. What do you expect me to do, then? Don't get mad. Where's that boiler room, anyway? You can see the light from the bathroom over there, right? It looks like there's a room leading down underneath it. So it's close. I guess. I'll stay here, then. Just come back quickly. What? You're just saying how close it is? Aren't you coming along? I don't want to get muddy again. Ugh. Women, am I right? After taking another look at Nami, I noticed that she wasn't wearing any shoes. Oh, right. I see. I'll get going then. I headed down the concrete steps. Come back here if anything dangerous happens, okay? What kind of dangerous things do you think will happen? I walked along with my left hand touching the wall. As I walked, I heard the sounds of the wet leaves that was jostling. Eventually, the wall suddenly opened up to reveal the entrance. I went down the dark staircase, shining my flashlight ahead. There, in the darkness, I saw a large and smooth silver machine. Several metallic pipes came out of the top and went right through the walls and ceiling. Just as I thought. It's the boiler! I shined the flashlight to take a closer look at the device before me. What's up with this? The temperature needle was set to over 80 degrees Celsius. Oh my fucking god! This fucking... I would literally fucking skin you. Melt your fucking bones off. That's 176 degrees Fahrenheit for you retarded Americans. Even now, it was climbing higher. It was only just getting warmed up earlier. I'd hate to think what would happen if Nami had been hit by the water by now. You fucking skeleton dog. Literally would have turned into the fucking boiled one, yeah. I felt a chill run around my spine. Having found the temperature control knob, I found myself surprised once more. The dial had been set to a whopping 100 degrees Celsius. That's 200 fucking degrees Fahrenheit. Jesus Christ. Why is it set this high? What's more, it was making a weird noise. Who knows? Maybe the boiler was as old as the house itself. I turned the knob down about halfway to 40 degrees Celsius. Now we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Hi. There's a lot of people in chat. Yeah, no, this is like, how do I explain this? How should I say this? This is like an old, I guess this is the visual novel made by Chunsoft back in the day. This is about a couple going through a spooky haunted mansion. Spooky haunted Scooby-Doo shit happens. How did it go? Nami asked me when I made it back. I found out the problem there. The boiler's temperature was set to 100 degrees Celsius. What? Nani was stunned. You got out of the right way, so I'm guessing it was about 50 degrees at the time. You know what it was when I got into the boiler? 80 degrees! I would have killed you! Started thinking a little bit faster as I headed back into the mansion. Why would anybody set it at 100 degrees? It'd be too hot to get in. Don't ask me. It should be fine now. I set it back down to 40. Should be back to normal soon enough. I'll pass on another shower. So scared. Bitch, you have taken like 2 showers in the last like fucking 20 minutes. Why would you need another one? Fuck's sake. I got the mud off of me already. Hey, it's your call. You already changed too, yeah? Returned to the bathroom. Wonder if the temperature really went down. I opened the shower sliding door. Whoa! At the moment, hot steam blasted out of me. The steam was white. Could be any other color. But the temperature of the shower's water had already gone down. I reached out and turned it off. It's off now, anyway. Let that settled. Nami chuckled. Take another shot. I mean, it's Japan. Everyone smells like shit. I mean, I guess. Wouldn't? Actually, no, that's a retarded question. I was gonna say, if a fucking boiler, or like if the pipes were running at like 200 Celsius, wouldn't that like, I don't know, fucking maybe explode the pipes? But it's like boiler. It's meant to hold that. Hey, what time is it? I remember seeing the clock earlier. I think it's just past 10. Oh? Weren't you wearing a watch, Nami? I guess I must have dropped it somewhere. I know I had it when we were dining in the room, though. Oh, well, I'll help you look for it, but, not enough for to pick a weird expression. Sorry, but would you actually mind if I took a shower first? That steam made me really want to take a shower. I'll be out in 5 minutes tops. Water's already warm after all. Shouldn't be a problem. You don't need to explain yourself? Oh, right. Just wait a second first. Nami went into the shower and took her shorts and polo shirt and squeezed them out. That was when she was wearing earlier before the shower. Must be a problem with the pipes. Water isn't going down. I looked down. The level seemed to have dropped a bit. The water didn't appear to be going down. Okay. If anybody, I'm just gonna like spoil it. If anybody has like a weird thing for hair or like dirty water, not gonna be fun. This is my favorite part of this game. Just because it's how fucking like, just thinking about it makes my fucking skin crawl. Is something stuck in the pipes? I checked around to see if there was a plug, but I couldn't find anything. I peered through the gap in the wall drain on the tub. Yuck. Long black hair had clumped together and waved in the water like seaweed. It was too long to be Nami's hair. It must be what has plugged it up. It creeped me out, making me think of a drowned body. It's like, fuck my fucking god, I hate this. I hate this so much. It's so fucking gross. I hesitated for a moment, closed my eyes, and plunged my right hand into the warm water. I could feel the long, thin hair tickle my hand and fingers. I forced myself not to pay attention to it and grabbed dozens of strands, then I gave them a tug. I felt like part of it opened up. Some of the strands of the hair have been ripped off. I pulled at it a good while, sometimes weakly, sometimes harder, and everything in between. Story of my life, am I right? Eventually, the hair split into 2 clumps, and the far more hair than I ever imagined plopped up. I hate this. I fucking hate this so much. The wet hair that I pulled up was all twisted together. It looked like some kind of wild. I forgot. I, I gritted my teeth and left the room. Nami took a look at what I'd pulled out, covered her mouth with her hands, and looked away. I don't blame her. It was filthy and muddy. The word disgusting wasn't. Just like picturing long strands of wet, clumpy hair. Like if you ever lived with a woman and like she ends up like clogging the fucking drains and you have to like, you know, you know, and like having it smell like mud and like warm fucking stanky ass water. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's so fucking gross. This is like the best part of the game though. It's like actually the thing that like makes my fucking skin crawl. I threw it all into the trash can just beside the sink and rolled out a toilet paper that was hung to the wall to wipe all the hair off my arms. Maybe someone got a haircut recently. Maybe. His name was Pro Jared. I said, plain dumb, trying to brush aside how creeped out I was. But it wasn't just a joke. It's hard to believe that much hair could clump up together just from the hair that fell out naturally. I washed my hands using water from the sink, and more soap than I'd normally use. How does it look now? Is it still clogged? The water's starting to go down. Great. Might still be hair in there, but as long as it's good enough for me to take a shower, I'm okay with it. All I know is, I never want to touch it again. Oh yeah, brother. Oh my fucking god. Alright, I'm going in. I'll get out as soon as I can. Sorry if somebody comes back home in the meantime. Okay. Nami returned to the sink and started washing her own clothes. I forced the door to close, putting a little muscle into it. I heard it snap shut completely. Hey, it does shut off after all, huh? The water was hot, but it wouldn't be so hot that I couldn't get in anymore. I slowly climbed into the tub. Ah. I splashed some warm water against my face and let out a big sigh. Felt like I'd been brought back from the dead. The owner of the house might as well not come back at this point. He could get some rest and be out of here in the morning. I felt better. So did my thoughts. Though what I was thinking was pretty selfish. It won't be that easy though, will it? I twisted the handle to turn on the shower. The water wasn't ridiculously hot anymore. It felt nice. I'd have been careless though. I'd forgotten the soap and a towel. I rubbed off the mud that was on my feet using my hands. The mud turned the water dark. That's a Western-style bath for you. I could say whatever I wanted, using somebody else's bath. I like how it made me feel. Like Americans eating a fucking Big Mac for the first time. Okay, it's about time I got out, huh? I said it extra loud so nobody would be able to hear, but there was no reaction in the other room. I knocked on the door. I'm coming out! No response. Weird. Did she go somewhere? Oh, I know. She's hiding so she can surprise me. That in mind, I put my hand on the door and said, I know you're there. The door wouldn't open. It opened wide enough that made me get a finger through. Then it snapped shut again. Come on, I know you're just screwing around with me. Open up. Convinced that Nami was holding the door shut, I rattled the door, tapped it, and pulled it. But it really did start to seem like Nami wasn't even there. It must be because I forced the door shut. I tried lifting the door and pushing it in all sorts of different directions. But no matter what I did, the door would only rattle. It showed no signs of opening. Suddenly, hot water from the shower that I knew had turned off came back again. I tested the handle and confirmed that it had been completely turned off. You've got to be kidding me. I had a bad feeling about this. I have a bad feeling. Anyways. Nami! Open the fucking door! Nami! I shouted as loud as I could, but there was no response. I looked down and saw the metal bar about the size of a stick chewing gum had been wedged into the rail of the sliding door. What's this? And put there to prevent the door from opening. Clearly, this thing was the reason why I couldn't open the door. I tried to remove it, but it only ended up hurting my thumb. It was no good. What am I supposed to do now? I checked the window, but it was too small. I wouldn't be able to fit through it. My bad premonition turned out to be spot on. The hot water pouring out of the shower was getting hotter. The white steam was getting thicker. It started getting hard to breathe, and I couldn't take it anymore. I got up by breaking through the glass. This motherfucker's like shattering every fucking window. Wait a minute. As I was changing my clothes, a scary sort of vision came to me. The temperature went up slowly this time, so I was fine. What if the door had totally shut on Nami? Fortunately, she wasn't strong enough to shut the door all the way, but what if I'd gone in before her? I started to get worried about Nami. Maybe she's sleeping on the sofa. It's possible she went looking for her watch. I headed to the dining room. Nami wasn't there. I went inside just in case and even looked around the kitchen further in. As I expected, she wasn't there. Where could she have gone? I saw a flash of white clothing in the hallway. In a panic, I turned and faced the door, but all I saw was the hem of the white dress. Chet, I want you to keep this in mind. Who's that? I ran off in the pursuit as fast as I could. Still, there wasn't any trace of anybody in the hallway. Weird. Nami would have never wore anything like that. Without anywhere else to go, I wound up back at the entrance. I could hear someone talking from the second floor. I listened hard, but then I suddenly couldn't hear anything. That's odd. I'm pretty sure I heard someone just now. I quietly headed up the second floor. At the top of the stairs, I could hear someone talking again from the other side of the hallway. As I got closer, the voices became increasingly clear. It seemed to be a conversation between a young man and a young woman. Did whoever owned this house come back? Voices sounded cheerful. I wondered if all the creepy stuff that went on here was just some sort of misunderstanding. If that were true, then how would we ever be able to explain to them everything we'd seen during here? I felt conflicted as I stepped toward the room before me. I figured out I should start with an apology. I lifted my arm, about to knock on the door, but the conversation was suddenly cut short. The door opened slightly. Ah. Did they notice I was here? I froze up and waited for them to appear. A white hand appeared from the gap in the door. A girl's hand. I spoke without thinking. The person inside suddenly drew back. She also seemed to be at a loss for words, but in the next instance she was suddenly apologizing. I'm sorry, Oh? It was Nami's voice. What? Nami? Neon? I opened the door fully and saw Nami standing there. You gotta be kidding me. What? The tension I was feeling was gone. What are you doing? I thought the owners of the house came back. I did too. Don't surprise me like that. Why'd you even come to a place like this? I was so worried about you when you weren't even there after I got out of the shower. You don't understand. Just listen. Nami's eyes started to sparkle as she was about to tell me about some sort of grand adventure. I went looking for my watch and I heard talking. I figured the owners of the house came back. Same here. That's why I came up here. The thing is... Nami laughed and I slapped my shoulder. It's so weird. Just listen, okay? I'm listening. What do you think it was? Who knows? Exactly, so listen. I already told you I'm listening. You're starting to irritate me. I nervously knocked on the door. They didn't respond though. Just kept talking and I opened the door and then haha. Don't laugh, just hurry up and tell me. Nobody was there. What do you think it might have been? Stop screwing around with me, alright? I'm worried here. I raised my voice at her. Sorry, Nami cut her sentence short and changed her posture as if she was about to announce some very important news. It was a radio. A radio? What's going on with that radio? See? Right here. Nami pointed to a black radio in the middle of the room. Right. Well, then why didn't you come back down afterwards? I was worried. Yeah, about that. Best version of this? Neon, do you know Japanese? Because the best version of this is like the PS1 version, and that's only in Japanese. It's either this or the Super Nintendo version I'm playing right now in English. Yeah, about that. Nami looked at the top of the dresser. There were two Western-style girl dolls that had been placed here. Both of the dolls were wearing the exact same outfit, a red cloth jumper skirt. I feel like I've seen these dolls somewhere before. These dolls? I picked them up. Let me have them. Nami took them very delicately with both hands and pressed both of them against her cheeks. Oh? Nami looked so relaxed. It was a face I'd never seen her make before. You okay? These dolls feel familiar, somehow. They make me feel like a kid again. They just look like dolls to me, but I guess it's because I'm a guy. No, I wouldn't say that. These are special. Hmm? Nami closed her eyes, lost in the moment. I'll never understand women. Well, anyway, I saw someone kind of like a doll earlier. I'm guessing she's the owner of the house. Yeah? I think it was a lady in a white dress. Nami looked at me. She seemed as though she was still dreaming. It concerns me a little, so I'd like to go back down and check everything out. I turned to leave. Okay. Nami reached out and placed the dolls back like she was handling some great treasure. As she left the room, she waved sadly at the dolls. Bye-bye. Alright, let's continue our search, shall we? Yeah. Nami still seemed a little out, as if we'd headed downstairs. This door seemed suspicious. It was a door at the front of the entrance hall. Maybe the lady in the white dress went through it earlier. I opened the door. It continued deeper into a long, dark dorm. It's like a tunnel, huh? There were candlesticks lined up against the bare stone wall. I turned on my flashlight. There was a door in the back. If we opened that door, Nami started muttering. Yeah? We'll be back at the entrance hall again, like we went back in time. Huh? This hallway is a tunnel that goes back to the past. Really, this shitty game to suck ass. She said this with a serious look on her face. You're not making any sense. I prayed her no mind and continued along. The door was a slatted shutter type. I could feel the wind outside blowing through the gap. The floor right in front of the door was soaking wet. Once we open this, we'll be back in the entrance hall, right? I opened the door. Whoa! Suddenly I felt something cold softly touch my face. It was a cluster of vines, wet from the rain. I pushed my way through the vines and made my way out. There, I found a balcony facing the back garden. Wooden scaffolding had been set up there a long time ago. It had become worn down over the years. In the center was a single wooden table that had started to rot, with 3 deck chairs sitting around it. Each had been turned to face the different directions. There was an overhead trellis. First time I hear that word. There was an overhead trellis with vines hanging down, making it look like the entrance to a haunted house. The rain had stopped, but the water still dripped from the vines, hitting my face and shoulders. What an awesome entrance, huh? I hadn't intended to be cynical, but it seemed like Nami hadn't heard me. She suddenly tugged at my hand and pointed out to one of the pillars holding the trellis. Hey, look at that. Huh? Isn't there something shining there? It's true. That beam looked like a long, thin shadow, and I could see a dim yellow light near the bottom. It didn't seem like a flame or an electric light. It was a gentle light with some kind of sheen to it. Is it the spirit of Princess Kaguya? I thought you'd say that. I worked up to the pillar. Oh, it's fluorescent paint. 2 lines about as thick as my finger had been drawn in the same space between them, one over the other. But why here of all places? I bent down and turned the light towards the lower line. The paint had dried on the top of the wooden pillar's original paint, making it appear crusty. A straight line had been painted over it with a fluorescent paint. And upon closer inspection, it seemed that something had been used, perhaps a nail, to etch something in the wood. A straight line along with what appeared to be letters to the right of it. What's this? Something's written here. I strained my eyes to see what it was. But it was an old and worn out and crusted with paint, so it was too hard to see. We'll be able to read it if we scratch off the paint, Nami said, as she started scratching away at the paint with her fingernail. It was fun watching her work hard at peeling away at the paint, and soon the pillar revealed what was written underneath. Nami. That's what had been carved there. I felt like there was something black in the pit of my stomach. Nami stopped moving her finger at the moment she saw it, but then went right back to the peeling away of it. Hey, Nami? I tapped her on the shoulder from behind, but she ignored me and kept working on scratching away the paint. She ended up scratching off the paint up to the centimeters above and below the painted area. Most of the old paint had been totally scratched off. There were actually 2 lines underneath both sets of lines, for a total of 4 in all, and besides each line was a name. The names Nami, Naomi, Naomi, and Nami had been carved in that order. Slowly, Nami looked back at me. She had a stoic expression on her face. Comparing heights, huh? All right, I see. I wonder who Naomi is. Hmm? Well, I'm Nami, right? Who's Naomi? Hey, what are you talking about? I gave Nami's shoulder an exaggerated slug. That's just the name of the girl who lives here. You're overthinking it. Am I? You are. It's just a coincidence. What's wrong with you, Nami? You're not acting like yourself. You look really dark, too. Fucking blackface, dude? I hope it's just a coincidence, but... What about that lady you mentioned earlier? One in the white dress. Huh? She looked like me, didn't she? I didn't see her face. Oh. All sorts of questions came to mind. What did she mean by this? Why would Nami's name be in a place like this? Nami. Nami looked intently at the right height comparison lines. She seemed pale. I knew we had to get away from this place first and foremost. Come on, let's go inside. We just got soaked from the vines and right after our bath. But Nami still had a dark expression on her face. I brought my mouth up to Nami's ears. We could take a shower together this time, you know? Don't be stupid. She finally laughed a little. Alright, let's go. Sure. I took Nami by the hand and we walked towards the slatted shuttered door. I looked back before we went through the door, and I could see speckles of fluorescent paint still left behind on one of the side of the dark balcony. Did we check that room? We still hadn't fully checked everything on the left side. Started walking that way. Do you think it's open? I stood in front of the door and turned the knob. Sure is dark, huh? The only illumination was provided by a single candle in the corner of the room. There was a switch on the wall. The lights turned on. There was a dazzlingly bright chandelier hanging from the ceiling. It sure is spacious here. Say, isn't it a piano over there? Nami pointed at the right side of the room. You're right. It's a piano hall. We went inside. There were sliding glass doors leading out to the backyard. It may look quite beautiful during the day, but at night, the black against the glass just reflected what was in the room. Before I knew it, Nami was standing in front of the piano, tapping away at the keys. You can play the piano, Nami? I can't play it well enough to answer that question with a yes, but I do like the sound of the piano. Oh, what song is that? I don't know. I don't know the title or even who composed it. Someone taught you how to play it? No, I just remember hearing it a long time ago. I'm not sure when, though. I find it odd myself. Life's like that sometimes, yeah? Suddenly, Nami's hand stopped moving. What's wrong? Is it over already? Nami was looking past me, over my shoulder. Hey, that's... When I looked behind me, I saw a painting of a lady hung up on the wall. It was a woman in her 30s wearing a traditional Japanese clothes, standing with a mountain range behind her. Her long hair had been brushed over her left shoulder. She held wildflowers in both hands, which she had clutched against her chest. Picture? Obviously. But do you notice anything special about it? Nami smiled, as if she was challenging me. I started to panic. Was it painted by a famous artist? I didn't know anything about paintings, though. Looks like an early Picasso. Fuck off. She's pretty, isn't she? Trying to change the subject. Hey, those are hypercombs she's holding. Oh yeah, now that you mention it, there's something else too. Doesn't she look like me? Huh? That was sudden. I took another look at the woman in the painting. At first, I didn't know what Nami meant. The lady's makeup was very old-fashioned, and the painting seemed old, so I couldn't really see a resemblance to Nami, who was a typical modern-day girl. But as I looked at it more, I saw a similarity in the eyes, and that's when it hit me. Nami bent her head the same way whenever she smiled, and had a tendency to slightly lifting her chin up. It made her look less symmetrical. She got careless, the expression made her look ever so homely. So rude. Made me feel uneasy, like handling newborn babies who can't support their own neck yet. I did love it when Nami smiled, though, but every time she did, I felt a sense of loss and fear. The smile of a lady in the painting made me feel the exact same sense of unease. More than her physical features, it was her expression that surprised me. I don't see it. She doesn't look like you at all. I lied, because I found it creepy how similar they were. Oh? Nami smiled slightly. Or, fuck. A little bit tired now. Nami smiled lightly and tilted her head. It was like that painting had come to life. It sent the chill down my spine. But, you know, Nami, you're not as pretty as her. I turned away so I didn't have to meet Nami's gaze. So you're saying I'm ugly? Nami slammed on the piano keys and stood up. I didn't say you were ugly. Like, this is what I'm talking about. This fucking immature little fucking schoolboy dialogue. It's so fucking it's so tacky. Because like you can sense like a bit of the emotion, a little bit of the chemistry they share, but then they just start bickering like little school children, and it's like, wow, this is fucking annoying to read. Imagine being in a room with these motherfuckers trying to flirt. It'd be disgusting. You said it just now. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. Nami pouted angrily. Now her face looked nothing like the picture. No, it's just I started to lighten up my expression. Okay, I said it. What? Are you just teasing me that I'm not playing the piano for you ever again? Like, dog, just stop. I don't care. The wind blew in that moment. Uh-oh. The curtain blew up to lit the candle on the piano and caught fire, which quickly spread across the entire curtain. Ah! The burning curtain fell over Nami's face. Nami! I pulled the curtain off in a hurry. The metal part that attached the rail ripped right off. I hurled it to the floor and stomped out with my feet in a panic. The fire was strong, but fortunately the thin curtain didn't provide it much fuel. Since it had nothing else to travel to, I managed to extinguish the fire. Ooh! The whole house almost went down in flames. Subtle foreshadowing. Subtle foreshadowing. Are you okay, Nami? She didn't respond. She stood there facing the wall, her back turned to me. What's wrong? A burn? When I asked this question, Nami turned to me and slowly nodded. Where? Where's the burn? Face. Huh? I approached her, confused, until she pointed at the lady in the painting. When the curtain was flopping around, the heat must have melted the oil in the painting, making the lady appear to have been burned on on her right side of her face. Oh, is that all? Anne, you surprised me. I thought you meant your own face. I laughed, relieved, until Nami said something that made no sense. Mom? Sis? What do you mean, sis? I didn't know what she was talking about. Nami's an only child. I stood there dumbfounded. And then Nami suddenly started trembling and ran out for an exit. Where are you going? Flustered, I grabbed Nami by the arm. Let me go. I have to find the mummy, or else. That mummy? The one in the wheelchair? Yeah, let me go. Nami struggled so hard. I thought she might rip my arm off. Calm down, Nami. What's going on? Let me go. I'm not letting you go until you calm down. I grabbed Nami by both shoulders and looked her straight in the eyes. What's this all about? Explain it to me. I used to live in this house. I lived here a long time ago. That's news to me. A long time ago? How long ago was it? I don't know, motherfucker, isn't she like 23? I don't know. I just know when I was literally little, I lived here together with my mom and my dad and my older sister. Older sister? But you're an only child, right? This motherfucker is so dense. This motherfucker is insanely dense. No, I had an older sister, she whispered. Why did you hide it from me? I never heard you talk about her before. I wasn't hiding it from you, Neon. I'd never do that. I only just knew it now. I remember it for the first time. I'm as shocked as you are that I had a different mom. But now I know. I remember her now. Nami's lips quivered. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that you hid it from me. I should watch what I say. Fucking think. I apologize, but I still couldn't believe what she was saying. She stumbled into this mansion by accident, and she just happens to have lived here a long time ago. But, Nami, it's not that I don't believe you, but Isn't it possible you're just mistaken? I mean, all sorts of crazy things have been happening to us ever since we got here. You're tired. You're not thinking straight. No, this can't be some kind of trick. Nami shook her head. I remember now. Though it's faint, it's getting clearer. But if it's true, Neon. Nami looked at me though as she wanted to save her. What should I do? That mummy has to be either my mom or my sister. What am I supposed to do? I didn't know what to say to her. Nami looked down at the ground, trembling. I might have done something I could never undo. Something you can never undo? What would that be? I can't remember what it is yet, but it's something. I did something to my sister, but I can't remember what. That's why I have to find that mummy. Nami stumbled to the hallway. I said, Okay, Nami, I'll help you. We'll find that mummy together. Yeah, sure. Nami and I left the piano room. It was silent in the hall, as if nothing had happened. We should start searching from the second floor, shouldn't we? Slowly trudged upstairs. Nami had said what she said, but it made no sense to me. She'd found her name here, and she would experience all sort of strange things, but she's just confused. Once we check through everything, we'll get some rest on the sofa. Tomorrow, the two of us will probably have a good laugh about all of this. Okay. Should we start checking from the second floor? As we headed out to the second floor hallway, I turned and looked behind me. Huh? Nami wasn't there. Did I lose her somewhere? I was sure she was right behind me. I looked down into the hall on the first floor. I forgot which is the one that gets the spooky. I think it's first floor. When I turned around to face a sudden sound I heard, I saw a wheelchair with nobody on it racing towards me at high speed. Whoa! I had dodged a wheelchair by the skin of my teeth. The wheelchair collided with the handrail of the stairs. If it had hit me, I might have fallen downstairs along with the wheelchair. There was something else that I was more concerned about. I caught a glimpse of the person who just thrusted the wheelchair towards me. It looked like Nami. She have done it? This is literally, yeah, this is Scary Movie too, like unironically. Even with the dude in the wheelchair and everything, yeah. That was going too far to just be a joke. Could the confusion that she was feeling had driven her crazy? Glancing at the wheelchair, I noticed something silver shining on it. It was a wrench. Oh, hey, this is my wrench. The wrench was wrapped in tape and had my name, Neon, written on it. I've been using it to do maintenance on my car. Who brought this here? Gee, I wonder why, or I wonder who. At that moment, the door opened nearby. Oh, Nami. Nami had a stoic look on her face. He had me worried there. I ran over to her, but Nami took one look at me and stepped back into the room she was in and shut the door. Hey! I dashed over and opened the door. Nami had buried her face into the bed on the right-hand corner of the room. What happened, Nami? Nami didn't look up. She just pointed at the desk. It looked like she had just started crying. There was a single photograph on the desk. It was an old photograph with a sepia color tone. In the photo were two girls, probably around 3 years old, standing next to each other wearing the same white blouse. Not only were they wearing matching clothes, they looked perfectly alike. Guessing they were identical twins conceived in a single egg. When I saw the photo, I immediately understand what Nami was thinking, but I asked her anyway. So, what's the big deal? That photo. She looks like me, doesn't she? Wait, no, that's Nami. I could hear Nami's voice coming from under the bedsheet. It sounded like she was crying. How so? I don't see resentment. Fucking I hate you. I hate you. I hate you, you dumb retard. I hate you. Fucking hell. Take a closer look then. Why? There's no way either of these little kids turned into the girl is beautiful. I get what he's trying to do, trying to comfort his girl, but like, why at this time? Why are you saying this? Well, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You idiot. This makes me so angry. Like, it's like, just like, oh, shut the fuck up. Stop it. That's enough. Yeah. Fucking hell, please. Enough of what? Like, oh my god, I hate you. Look at the name tags pinned on the chests. Name tags? Two girls in the photo that have name tags pinned on their chests. One was Nami, the other was Naomi. So what? Why is this motherfucker in such denial? I think I took a different path where he gets like knocked out or something. And then he's like slowly piecing all this together. So I'm seeing this rep for the first time and seeing how he's like in fucking complete and utter disbelief before being like banged over the head 50 times over with this revelation is just so fucking frustrating. Like, oh my god, you can tell this was a Chunsoft game because the protagonist is just fucking brain dead retarded. That's what I'm noticing here. When I hesitated to say any more, Nami looked up at me. The second our eyes met, she covered her face with her hands and jumped straight out of the room. I hope this guy gets like cucked by every man in Japan. Ever. I hate him, genuinely. It was all too much. I was dumbfounded. Was everything that Nami said true? Did she really live here with her sister? Then that wasn't Nami, but Naomi? If they were identical twins, then it wouldn't be out of the question. But why? Why would Nami's sister mess with my car and attack me? What did I ever do to her? Now that I think about it, I remember what happened in the shower. Maybe that was Naomi too? I don't know why she would have a grudge against me, but one thing was clear. She was trying to hurt us. I started to get worried about Nami. When I went out into the hallway, the door further ahead closed. It was probably Naomi's room. I started walking that way, but when I looked down, I could see wet footprints that led to the different. I also heard the piano coming from below. Where could Nami be? Strange enough, nobody was inside. That's weird. I'm sure I saw someone just come in here. I took a peek in the cabinet under the bed, anywhere a person might be able to hide, but nobody was there. I happened to notice an old diary on the desk. On the cover, it said, Year 1, Class 3. Opening it up, I could see writing that looked like it had been done by a child. It was Naomi's diary back when she was in elementary school. I was worried about Nami and all, but curiosity got the better of me and I started reading the diary. April 20th, sunny. Today, Mom made me more. How does a 5-year-old know about that word? How? How? I'm not gonna spell that. She always rubs it on me and prays I'll get better. Next time, I hope my burn will get better. April 21st, sunny. Mom rubbed the menacing on me again. She said my burn's not so bad, but it is. I don't have any friends at school. They say my burn looks gross. Once it goes away, I think I can make some friends. Does she have any traces left of a burn? I tried to remember Naomi's face when she attacked me, but I was so caught up in the moment that I didn't really look at her that closely. I kept reading the diary. May 20th, cloudy. A boy pulled my hair today. Everybody laughed when I cried. When I got home, Mom said I had something on my back. I asked her to pull it off. It was a piece of paper. It said monster. June 18th, rainy. We used up all the medicine, but my burn didn't go away. Mom told me not to worry and the burn will go away when I get older. I just want friends. I'm always alone. Her writing was childish. The sentences were short and disjointed. At times, it seemed like she was just writing down her memories, but every memory she wrote in the diary was bad. She blamed all of her bad experiences on our burn. There was another notebook on her desk. It was another diary, but this one was by an adult. June 3rd. Despite having used that new medicine for a whole month, the burn on my forehead is stubborn. It refuses to heal. I can only guess how long it might take, but eventually, a day will come when I'll be able to leave this house. Why must I alone suffer this burn? Why must I alone be burned by such a misfortune? I cut my hair again. July 3rd. Today, I learned for the first time that I had a twin sister. I knew Mom was hiding something from me for the longest time, but I found her diary stuck in a drawer. I asked her why she never told me about her. She said that it's because my sister died very early on. I don't believe her. I think Mom's still hiding something from me. Today, I turned 20. September 20th. I read my mom's diary, and now I know what caused it. I know that my little sister was the one who started the fire that burned me. Mom told me that Nami died in the fire at that time. She can say whatever she wants. It's obvious to me that she's lying. It's obvious. She's trying to hide the truth from me. Guaranteed. September 30th. Mom's still hiding the truth. She still is. I ask her over and over again, but she won't respond. She just sits there, silently. I asked her yesterday, the day before that, and the day before that. Nothing. No reply. I'll ask her again tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, too. I'll keep asking her until she tells me. October 15th. Mom just won't listen. She never says anything anymore. She just sits in her chair without a single word. She won't even open her eyes. I don't even care anymore, though. I'm gonna go and find Nami. November 5th. Mom, why don't you ever eat? I went through the trouble of making soup for you. You've gotten so thin ever since you stopped eating. I even untied the ropes so you could eat, but you still won't. Is it because you're mad at me for keeping you shut in your room for so long? I mean, I'm not mad at Nami anymore. I even managed to make some friends. December 30th. Mom died after someone locked her in her room. I could have done such a thing. I lost the only family member I have. Mom. So lonely. I wish I was that too. February 4th. 49 days have passed now, Mom. I grieved for you the whole time, but I've forgotten about Nami. I still have Nami. She must be alive somewhere out there. I want to see her soon. I'll introduce her to my friends, and we can all live together. I know we'll be happy. We're sisters, after all. Nami. The diary ended there. This means she killed her own mother, didn't she? I felt the panic start to set in. I have to find Nami right now. When I turned around, I saw someone peeking in at me through the gap in the door. Who's there? The face disappeared. Is that Naomi just now? I went out into the hallway. The figure had just gone into the room behind the next door over. It was the room I'd never opened. I grabbed the doorknob. An electric current surged through my body. My hand wouldn't leave the doorknob. I felt my vision go white and my consciousness growing farther away. This motherfucker gets like Home Alone. Nami. You're so cute. Nami. I could hear someone muttering. I opened my eyes. The light from the chandelier was bright. Ah! I tried to get up, but my arms and legs were bound with rope. I couldn't move. I turned my head to the side and someone saw in the yellow flowers. They were hypercombs. This is that coffin, isn't it? I had my hands tied behind my back and I had been placed in a coffin full of hypercombs. Your hair looks so good like this. I hear that voice again. That voice sounded just like Nami's. I raised my head, but I only got a small glimpse out of the coffin. I saw that Nami had been made to sit in a wheelchair. The girl in the white dress was combing her hair. That must be Naomi. I didn't know if Nami was asleep or knocked out, but her eyes were closed and she seemed to be totally unconscious. Next, some makeup. The girl turned to face my direction. In a panic, I put my head down. There was no point in causing a scene where I couldn't move. I figured it was best to pretend that I was still unconscious. I held my breath and listened to what she was saying. I almost remember you. I remember a girl I used to play with when I was little. Mom told me that she moved away, but that she was just trying to trick me. Even when I found that I had a sister, she didn't want to meet you. She said you were dead. What a terrible excuse for a mother, didn't you say? But I knew I'd meet you one day. When I did, I swore that I'd take care of you. I've thought about doing this sort of thing for so many years. I wanted to comb your hair like this and put on makeup. Naomi seemed to be genuinely happy as she laughed. What had happened to all the resentment that she had just poured into her diary? We really do look alike, though. Aside from the burn, you know. I went through a lot of pain up until junior high school because of this burn. My friends used to tease me. I got bullied. I ended up becoming a shut-in, which only made me feel lonelier. After junior high school, I pretty much never left the house. I lived with Mom here, just the two of us. I didn't have any friends. Not one. Because of the burn. Naomi's tone of voice had suddenly grown coarse. Surprised, I lifted my head up. I could see that she was tugging Nami's unresponsive head. She had gritted her teeth, scowling to hold back her anger. She didn't know that I was watching her. Thing is, I was surprised at what I saw. I saw their faces side by side. Naomi had kept going on and on about her burn, but their faces looked exactly the same. Clearly, the burn wasn't the problem. Her problem was a mental one. Women. Naomi's lips quivered with anger, but after a moment, her shoulders dropped and the expression on her face became gentle. But even though I didn't have any human friends, I had all sorts of other friends. You know what kinds of friends I had? Well, I had the grass and the flowers, the stars and the wind. You probably don't believe me, but it's true. Oh god, this woman got into astrology. You can believe your own sister. It was amazing. Countless flowers in a field would each tell me a love story. One of the stars would quietly whisper poems like gems in cool hours of the early. So those were the friends she wrote about making a diary, huh? She really had become totally locked in her own world. People are terrible, you know? You can't trust someone you hadn't trusted fall apart in the blink of an eye. Someone we had faith in until yesterday might today become a monster like the likes of which you've never seen. One that would bring us so much pain. I know that you're the one who gave me this burn. I despised you for that a long time ago. But I don't feel that way now. People aren't terrible. The stars and the wind have told me that much. Trees and flowers, my friends. I'm happy now, Naomi. Or Nami, sorry, fuck. And I want you, my little sister, to be able to experience that same happiness. The wheelchair started to move. Come on, let's go. It's going to be hot, but it only hurts for a little while. Naomi intended to burn Nami just like she had been burned. Wait! I shouted. Naomi turned to face me. Oh, right. I need to close the coffin. She drew closer, every slowly, but I couldn't even lift a single finger to stop her. Nami! Wake up! Nami! I shouted as loud as I could, but Nami wouldn't even open her eyes. I must thank you. You brought Nami to me after all. Sleep well now. Naomi pushed my body down, and while she closed the lid, she tossed the lit candlestick inside. It won't be so dark in here. Not with this. Ow! It's hot! I twisted my body away from the fire. The candle continued burning in the coffin. You bitch! You want to burn me to death in here? The hypercoms in the coffin were freshly picked, too fresh to catch fire right away. The flames could spread into the cloth lining in the coffin, and even if the fire didn't kill me, the lack of oxygen would. I nipped to put out the fire. I was about to roll around in the coffin as hard as I could, hoping to put out the fire. But it occurred to me that I might be able to use the candle to burn away the rope. So I brought my tied hands closer to the flame. It's so hot. Ah! I gritted my teeth. There in that small coffin, my body writhing. Hurry, hurry! Just gotta break through. There. I ripped open the lid. The door was closed, and the two of them weren't there anymore. When I looked at the window, I could see that the curtains were on fire. She probably wanted a second chance to burn me to death, just in case. I untied my feet as fast as I could, and I jumped straight into the door. Please be open. But it was locked from the outside, and the door wouldn't budge. I looked around the room, but it was empty, aside from the coffin. The flames on the curtains were starting to fill the room with black smoke. If I didn't get out of here soon, I'd be smothered to death by the smoke. I dragged the coffin to the front of the door, stood it upright, knocked it over as hard as I could towards the door. The hinges popped off and the door opened. Nami! There was no trace of either of them. Where did you go? I opened a door that was right in front of me. Oh? The moment I opened the door, something swooshed right in front of my eyes, almost hitting me. When I looked down, I saw an axe that the suit of armor had been holding. Had the axe been rigged to fall down when somebody opened the door? If I had walked into that room faster, I would have been dead. I need to be careful. I looked around inside the room, but nobody was there. Thinking it might be useful, I picked up the axe. I might be able to use it at the open door. But who knows what other traps might be rigged when I open a different door. I had a good idea of where Nami and Naomi had gone. The room I had tried to enter earlier, but couldn't. When I tried to go inside before, Nami was oddly scared of it. It could be that room. That's gotta be it. I decided to trust my instincts. As I got closer, I could hear voices. The voices were coming from the door I hadn't opened. Just as I expected. I stood at the door and carefully peeked through the keyhole. I could see Nami sitting there. I'm not sure when her clothes had changed, but she was wearing the same white clothes as Naomi, her hair all held back by a hairpin. She seemed to be awake now, but was tied by a rope and had her mouth gagged. Another person appeared to be sitting next to Nami, but I couldn't see them clearly because of Naomi's shadow. Naomi stood before the wooden desk, mixing some sort of chemicals. I tried twisting the doorknob, but it was locked from the inside. Now we really will be twins, Nami. Look over at Mom, okay? Naomi moved slightly. The person sitting next to Nami was that mummy and their mom. Naomi filled the flask with the chemicals she'd put together and approached Nami's face with it. Oh, can't be saying that. Nami was trying her hardest to move her face away from the flask. It will only hurt for just a second. Naomi tilted the flask. Naomi shook her head from side to side. Drops of the chemical fell to the side, hitting the body sitting next to the wheelchair. At that very second, the white smoke started to rise up. Don't fight me. I'm doing this for your own good. Naomi held Nami's face in place with her left hand. Tears streamed Nami's face. Don't cry. It only hurts for a second. You'll be fine, okay? I lifted the axe and slammed it into the door, bursting right through it. Stop it. I hurled the axe at Naomi with all my might. Ah! Naomi lost her balance trying to avoid the axe, and ended up spilling the flask contents in the mummy's face. Before my very eyes, the mummy's entire face was melting away. Oh, Mom! Your face! Flustered, Naomi cast me a scornful look and undid the rope that had been used to tie Nami up. Neon! Nami! There was a loud sound and the room shook. Those flames from earlier must have ignited something somewhere. How could you? How could you do this to my mom? Naomi looked straight at me with a crazed look in her eyes. Let's get out of here. I pulled Nami by the hand out into the hallway. It was the sound of another explosion. It shook the whole mansion. We were falling over ourselves as we ran down the stairs into the entrance hall. We can't get out through here. Oh, yes we can. I gripped the axe with both hands. At that moment, the floor of the entrance hall erupted into flames. No! No, we can't get near the door. Nami, stand back. I hurled the axe at the aquarium. But what came pouring out of the aquarium wasn't water. Somebody had swapped it out for something else, because what came out of the aquarium was a big black cluster of that unfurled slowly spread over the door. Snakes! A huge pile of snakes! The snakes crawled along, trying to avoid the fire on the floor, which forced us to separate. Neon! It's no good. These are venomous snakes. Nami, go through the back exit. I'll leave through the terrace. We'll meet up in the garden out back. You have to. You have to make it, okay? After she said that, Nami ran down the hallway. I opened the nearby door that led to the garden terrace from the entrance hall and ran through the pitch-black passage. Nami! When I made it out of the garden in the back, I used the terrace stairs and faced the rear exit of the mansion. Nami had to come through there. But then the flames started to pour out of the underground room with the boiler. Oh, right. The explosion came from the boiler room. The boiler room was really close to the bathroom, and Nami had to pass by the bathroom. Was she going to be okay? Nami still hadn't come out. I ran over to the rear exit. I ran past the kitchen. Nami still hasn't showed up. I ran past the back of the bathroom. The door Nami was supposed to pass through still hadn't opened. Nami! Nami! I went past the burning boiler room. Just as I made it to the concrete landing by the back exit, the door had finally opened. Nami burst through the door like she had really leaned into it. Nami! I almost collapsed onto the landing as I hugged Nami. Nami! You gotta keep it together. Flames were already starting to reach outside of the mansion. Glass windows started breaking. I tried to shield Nami as we ran to take refuge at the greenhouse. There, at the greenhouse, Nami was exhausted. I set her in the flowers and kept calling her name. Nami, we're okay. We're safe. Nami slowly opened her eyes. Nami! Oh, I'm so glad. I held Nami in my arms. I looked behind me. The mansion was ablaze under the night sky. Nami stood up and looked at the mansion. Nami. At that moment, the blazing mansion fell with a huge crash. Amidst the flames, I heard a scream. Neon! Could it be? Nami turned back to me slowly, holding up her hair, showing me her forehead. I really like this ending. I think the way they left it ambiguous. I think there's one ending. I think you have to like make specific choices or something with the RNG, where you get like, oh, you actually saved Nami. But for every other ending I've encountered in this game, no. You never know. Did you take Nami or did you take the fucking psychotic bitch? Actually, I mean, if you put it that way, finding your like girlfriend's twin sister that looks exactly like her but she's like kind of crazy doesn't sound that bad. Kind of. I mean, if she didn't die in a fire, like, it wouldn't feel that bad, you know? Yeah, that was Otogirigirisou. And I don't think it's the best, like, visual novel. Like, obviously, this is, like, literally, like, one of the first. And the dialogue is really fucking bad. It is fucking awful. But I'm glad to see that the fucking Shunsoft retarded protagonist tradition started here and goes all the way up to Danganronpa. I'd still like Kamataishi no Yoru was a better evolution of this, both in terms of atmosphere, in terms of writing, and just in terms of genuine storytelling and all the different like alternate paths you can take. But as Shunsoft's first attempt at making a little like visual novel narrative, especially atmospherically, is really good. And again, there's some parts that are really good too, like the part in the back porch where we're talking about chipping away the bioluminescent light, stuff in the bathroom with the hair clogs, stuff with the tank, all the flesh coming out. Like, all that shit's really interesting, but overall, it's alright. I mostly just keep coming back to this just because it's so fucking comfy. And there's a lot of these, I guess you'd call these sound novels before they were visual novels, but like early visual novels on Super Nintendo, there's more than a handful. There's fucking 20, 30 of them. And on the PS1, it just gets even worse. But I feel like a lot of these, atmospherically, always have like such a comfy vibe. That early like 90s presentation to it. They're all good reads. Hopefully by next year, if I ever want to try doing this again, my Japanese is good enough where I can just translate everything on the fly. And I could have a better speed with this, because even reading as fast as I did, it just took me like fucking almost 2 hours. And I think what I want to do is, Gakko Kwai. What the fuck was it called? Like Gakko ni Kawaii Hanashi, which is like scary stories at school, which is like this midnight society, like Are You Afraid of the Dark type story. It's really interesting. Obviously Kamaitachi no Yoru, and I also want to try what the fuck was that called? Ugetsuki-tan. I want to try Ugetsuki-tan, also as one of the best ones on PC98. But for now, just gonna leave it at that. Got the little poopy in. The best one, because I didn't take all the artistic choices for the best route. Uh-oh. If you want to check this out, though, it's on CD Romance, I think, the Super Nintendo version. And if you want to try your hand at Japanese, I'd recommend the PS1 version more than anything, just because it's, like, way better atmospherically. Other than that, I guess that's it for tonight. Ready for coming to the stream, and I hope you have a happy Halloween. At least. Never mind, it's November 1st, so I guess that's already over. I don't know, hope you get diabetes.